understood what the offense was trying to do to us. That's one thing I like to see the wrecking crew now, get their IQ, football IQ, that's what we call it, get a higher football IQ and just understand what kind of ways the offense can attack you in different defenses.
I'm going to go ahead and state the obvious. There is nothing like Texas high school football, and I think just being here at this stadium, that there's proof right there. But in the greater Houston area, the team that you guys grew up with, that I grew up with, were the Houston Oilers, and now we have the Texans here. Who was one of those Texans? Was there an Oilers player that you kind of idolized? And we didn't have the Matt Schaubs and the Andre Johnsons back then. Who was it for you?
It was definitely Earl Campbell. Definitely Earl Campbell. Because growing up, I played running back. He wore that number 34, and I know for years I wore that 34 for a while until I actually got in high school and, wore the 22, and then I passed it on to my brother, and he took it on from there. But, yeah, the Oilers, that Earl Campbell was something serious. I mean, he inspired you to actually, try different things at practice, the stiff arm, the spin moves, stuff like that. I would sit there and watch it on TV and then take my little brother outside with a ball and be like, hey, I'm going to try this on you. And if it works on you, I'm going to try it on the field.
Maybe I'm the test dummy.
Yeah, that was good.
My guy was I was a Moon guy. I was a Warren Moon guy. I mean, Moon was the only guy that I knew that could throw 500 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions in the same game and still win. But that was my guy. I was a Moon guy.
I was all about Warren Moon, too.
You were, I know. I remember that. I do remember that. All right, let's ask you now about the Houston Texans currently. And I got to start in the secondary. I mean, you played in the league. You were 5'11", 5'10"? What were you?
I like to say 6 foot.
Yeah, you like to say that.
I also say 5'8".
Yeah, exactly. It's the toughest position on the defense. I've always believed. Texans have had some problems, specifically Kareem Jackson. Right. Give us your expert opinion on Kareem Jackson and what the secondary is doing now.
Well, I think with the two guys they brought in, Danielle Manning and Jonathan Joseph, they're moving in the right direction. You can see from the few games that they've played as a team, those two guys are really making plays. As for Kareem, I see he's struggling.
Let me stop you real quick. Is he not fast enough?
It's not that he's not fast enough. He doesn't understand himself yet. Mm-hmm. And see, that's the thing at corner. See, it's okay not to be a lockdown corner because not every guy in the NFL is a lockdown corner. Yeah. I mean, Rondé Barber has played for 15-plus years, and he's not a lockdown corner. So once he understands that he's not a lockdown guy and he's not a man-to-man guy and just play within the system, I think he'll be fine.
Do you think he's just slow to understanding this defense or the NFL in general? I
don't think he's slow to understanding it, but see, you got to understand, you give a guy $1 million+, he's going to have pride when you say he's not a man-to-man guy. Yeah. I mean, as a corner, you want to be that Deion Sanders, and he doesn't understand he's not that guy, which is fine.
Well, moving on to the offensive side of the ball, and neither one of you can comment, but I love this Texans offensive line. They're running the ball, and they kept Matt Schaub upright against the Steelers. Would you say this is one of the best, if not, the top few offensive lines in the league?
You know what? I have to agree with that. I mean, one, when you look at the stats that Matt has put up, I mean, he even put up some great numbers. But, I mean, as for the years that he played with the Texans to now, I mean, you can already see that the sack ratio is a whole lot lower. He has way more time to actually, survey the field, throw the ball out to Andre or to whoever who's open. So, yeah, I think it's definitely a plus this year.
All right, let me ask you something else real quick before we're running out of time on this segment. Andre Johnson, there is no Andre Johnson right now. In fact, real quick, let's get to the clip of Matt Schaub talking about what it's like without Andre Johnson.
Anytime one of your better players gets injured, you got to pick up the slack as a group. So that's what we got to do. We've done it before. I don't know his situation right now, but if he doesn't go, we've played games without him before, and so it's just a matter of all of us.
Okay, back. Let me ask you about this now. As a cornerback, when you don't see that number one receiver on the other side of the field, I don't care what coaches say. You guys know it's a different game.
Oh yeah, I mean when you don't have to go against a guy's number one receiver, it changes your whole defensive game plan. I mean you don't have to double coverage this guy. You're like, okay, everybody can play man to man across the board. You get your guy, and we go out there and play. So when you don't have a guy like Andre Johnson who gives defensive coordinators fits on how to cover him, he's not in the game. It's a total change.
real quick before we go, tell me about what you guys are doing. You're going to be on this side of the camera a lot more, I hear, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to get on this side of the camera talking more about football. Myself and 2 other former NFL players, Cornelius Anthony and Ben Calvert, we started our own sports show called the Gridiron 360. It can be seen on HCC TV. And it's just retired players sitting around talking about football.
There's nothing wrong with that. All right, hey, we are at the tailgate at Texan Plaza. Of course, all this is always brought to you by Texan Buick GMC. When we come back, yeah, Humble High School Wildcats. My son even went here. You know I'm a little biased on this one. Don't you go anywhere. We're going to be back at the tailgate at Texan Buick GMC Plaza. All right, we are back at the Texan Buick GMC Plaza, TexanPlaza.com. If you want to nominate your team or your talk of the tailgate, that can be anything from college, high school, anywhere in the area. This is the place to go. Always brought to you by the fine folks here at Texan Buick GMC. Bert Brocker, the head coach. The talk of the tailgate today is going to be my buddy Rob Lynch, and I got to start with the most important news of the year, maybe. Rob Lynch went to the senior games and did a little long jumping. Tell me how that went.
Well, it went well. We got first place in the Huntsman World Games in St. George, Utah. So it went well. We were really happy with what happened out there.
Now, first of all, you have to be a senior to participate. So how did you do that?
See, that's the bad part. That's the real bad part. I was 54, so I competed in the 50 to 54-year-old. And that's how we got it. You know who got me started was Billy White Shoes Johnson. We were back there at the Marriott Hotel one night, and Billy competes really well in a lot of the big events. And so he was telling me about it, and I said, well, I used to do that. So I don't do it the way I did it then, but it was a lot of fun. The Texas Bowl is big. It'll be December 31st at Reliant. It'll be the Big 12 and the Big 10. Which there's some pretty good teams in those leagues right now. And then on November the 8th, we'll have the Meineke Car Care Texas Legends Golf Tournament, and that will be up at Woodlands Country Club. And you can call up at the Lone Star Sports, talk to Stephanie Weaver, and she'll be able to help you get a team in that tournament. We've got some really good people coming. We just found out Bubba Bean from A&M is going to come, and Fred Akers from the University of Texas will be there. Billy White Shoes Johnson will be there. So it's a big event. It's a big event. And now with Meineke Car Care sponsoring the bowl and the Cavender's people sponsoring the Texas Legends, it's going to be a great event.
Well, in all seriousness, congratulations, man. Senior gold. How about, where was the event held?
St. George, Utah, just outside of Las Vegas.
All right, this is the talk of the tailgate. That's Rob Lynch. What else is going on in your world these days?
That's it. Pretty much it right now. Just the Texas Bowl, and we're going up to see Bill Bradley tomorrow. Bill Bradley that played at the University of Texas and Philadelphia Eagles. His son was hurt in an accident. What an accident! It was he was attacked with a hammer out in California, and they're having a fundraiser for Bill's son. He's going through some stem cell in Russia right now, and we're trying to raise some money for him and see what we can do with that.
Very good. Walk with me. Congrats again, Rob. Walk with me, guys. We're back at the tailgate at Texan Plaza. Here they are. Yes. Hi, big man. How are you? We are here. Anna Megan Raley is here too, and this is the team of the week. These are the Humble Wildcat Cheerleaders. As I said earlier, my son came to Humble High School and graduated in '06, so I'm pretty biased about this. I'm gonna introduce you to Anna Megan real quick. You girls don't know this. She got thrown out of a game once.
Oh my God.
For arguing with the referee. So a few helpful hints, Anna Megan, for the girls.
Well, I'm just here talking to some of the girls, and they do know their stuff. They're sitting there watching the defense and blitzes and seeing if the quarterback's doing okay. But you know what? If you don't like a call, you're there to encourage your team, and if encouraging your team, and the only way to do that is to yell at the official, by all means.
Oh,
you let
gosh.
him know that you are not pleased
I
with
think
this
Kelly's
call.
going to throw you off the property.
I'm going to tell Mr. Ned you said that, not me.
All right, Kelly, let me actually, you're not supposed to turn your back to the camera, so I'm going to get behind the girls because they're prettier than me. But let me ask you a couple of questions here like this. Sorry, everybody in the picture. These girls, I mean, it's hard work. I know Anna Megan has a couple of questions for you, but this isn't the old days. I mean, the skill level that it takes now to be at this level of a cheerleader, it's not what it used to be, is it?
No, actually, they're a very competitive unit. We don't only have girls, we also have boys too. But our boys play football, so they're on the field tonight. But we are a co-ed squad, so that encompasses not only your cheering and your motions, it's also tumbling and stunting and all kind of workout.
AMR, what do you have for these girls today? What questions can you ask them? Because let me ask you, she was competitive for a dozen years, right?
Yeah, I was a cheerleader for 10 years on all levels, and it's a lot of fun. But I do want to point out, there are some members of this squad missing because they're wearing football pads right now. Tell me about those guys.
I have 3 guys right now. They happen to all be seniors, and they are awesome guys. They work out with us weekly, and they are for competition purposes, and they will also be with us during basketball season. So we miss them during the games, but we're there to cheer them on every week.
So they don't get, I mean, they have to get some ribbing from their teammates, or do they not?
I'm their cool coach. No. They do, actually. They get a little bit of hard times, but the boys know that their extra workouts here help them on the field.
It probably does, doesn't it?
Yes, because it's weightlifting. Not that my girls are heavy, but it's still weightlifting.
Wow, you are in so much trouble right now. I can't even begin to tell you how much trouble. I'm just kidding. You got a great squad. I know you do a lot of things in the community. I know it's important for you, for these girls, to be well-rounded students. If you want to just talk about that a little bit.
In the last couple years, we have done a canned food drive in competition with Kingwood, and we raised money for ham and things like that. Last week, we also collected money for the victims of the crash in Porter. So we do like to do things in the community. We like to do a lot of things to just help people brighten their day.
Well, you know, I hear this come up a lot. Cheerleading is not a sport. Balls. show your guns, ladies.
There you go.
I bet some of those.
Hold on, she's going to show off her gun. Look at those guns right there. All right, I'm going to squeeze back through here because we're just about out of time.
And I bet those boys would say that cheerleading is just as difficult, if not more difficult.
Yes, I have some boys that would tell you cheerleading is actually more difficult than the football practices. So wow. I won't name any names. I don't want to get them in trouble.
They may not say that to the teammates over there. And you mentioned competition. What are they competing for?
We kind of go every other year, and we go in a competition rotation, and we compete UCA. It is a national championship of high school athletes. So this year we're taking a bye year, but we will be competing in the future.
All right, I do this every week with the cheerleaders, and it's always a surprise. Let's hear it. Let's hear something, some sort of yell, some sort of something to get these guys going. And let's see if you can do it on demand. Ready? Go.
Go! Wildcats, let's go! Go! Wildcats, let's go! Go! Wildcats, let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
All righty. I am John Lopez. This is the tailgate at Texan Plaza. Those are the humble. Look, you're doing the cheer thing. I want to do a couple of shout-outs here real quick. Of course, to Provicom, who are on the other side of this camera. They do a fantastic job every week. Bert Brocker from Texan Buick GMC brings you all these great vehicles. The Texan GMC Buick name is right on the gate on which we are. Our guests, of course, Anna Megan Raley, you did a good job.
Hey,
I think you have a future in this.
I think I need a purple outfit.
She does a purple outfit. She does need that. And, of course, all the great people at Kingwood High School Advanced Multimedia Department. They are great to do. And let's go right over here to Bert Brocker. Bert, you got any cars sold today? I hope so, All right, he hopes so. This is the tailgate at Texan Buick GMC Plaza. We're going to see you right here again next week. Good job, girls.